Airstrip is a map that brought a lot of controversy when it was added into this game, because it brought default ammo crates, which we never seen before. In the other maps, ammo crates can appear, but it's usually by chance. There are certain locations which they tend to spawn more often. They're like almost like the default locations, which, oh, there's, I don't know how much percentage chance that the ammo crate is going to spawn in this part of this map, can be in overgrowth, derailed, or whatever. However, in this map, they decide to add locations which there's always going to be, doesn't matter the match, every time you spawn on Airstrip, there's going to be ammo crates in those specific locations. And not just that, but also the random ammo crates that spawn by chance. In this map, it appears that they happen even more often. So it's going to be like a lot of ammo crates for the fireteam. And this kind of like it's a very like break into the balance, because it pretty much in practice, it gives unlimited resources to the fireteam. Because the ammo crates don't just give them ammo, it gives them threats, which they use for healing. So fireteam don't have to worry about their threats, about losing threats, about resources in this map. And also there's so many medikits, there are so many default medikits in this map. It's just crazy. So medikits and ammo crates, that's pretty much like the biggest problem. I know that when I play fireteam and I get that, oh, I'm gonna play on Airstrip, I see that it's this map, I already know right away that I don't have to worry much. Like, I know that my survival rate in this map is much higher, but just like much higher than in other maps, you know? And what's the alternative for the Predator? Well, you can, a strategy that I like specifically in this map is try to get a lot of AI, because in this map, for some reason, it does spawn more AI than the usual, let's say. And I think that it might be intentional. Maybe that's why they put so many ammo crates, because, oh, let's make a map where there's more AI for the fireteam to deal with. And just to counter that, let's put more ammo crates. But I still like it's too much. The fireteam can just play carefully to not lose much damage, to lose much HP and take much damage from the AI. And then the Predator, I mean, the idea, which is something that even Iphonic has mentioned, oh, the Predator is not supposed to just kill the fireteam fast. It needs to wear them down, damage them, and make them waste their resources. Yeah, but in this map that doesn't work, because even if the fireteam use all their threats, all their ammo, all their medikits, well, they can just get more from the map, and it's just like unlimited. Pretty much, I mean, people say, oh, but eventually it can run out of resources. Sure, but not before they finish the mission, because some missions here can be done in like 3, 5, 7 minutes. Only if the fireteam cannot do the mission and they have to stay in the match for like 50 minutes, maybe they might run out of resources completely. But usually if the fireteam is good, they will finish the mission before that. So let's talk about the ammo crates in the middle area. This map is divided by, I would say, like it's like 4 camps. There's one at northwest, with the one at northeast, the one at the middle with the big one, and one at south. So if the Predator spawns like here, usually this is a location where the Predator tends to spawn a lot of times, like in this close to the water area. What I like to do, if you spawn there, fireteam is either gonna spawn at southeast or southwest. Most of the time, they're gonna spawn at southeast. That's usually because I think most missions tend to go there. It's only in a few locations where the fireteam vote there, unless they vote for the wrong location. But if they're trying to vote for the location where the mission starts, they're probably gonna spawn right there. Because if they spawn there, they can either go for missions at this camp in the middle, they can go for missions at the camp at northeast. I keep mixing up those, or they can go to the camp at full south. You know, so if they spawn there, there are like 3 options of camps that they can go. Usually I prefer, because of that, since you don't know which camp they're going, sometimes you can lose track of them, you would always try to hush them as fast as possible. You just run there and try to attack the fireteam. And by the direction that you see them running towards, you can have an idea which camp they're going. If they're going for the south camp, I believe there's only one mission that starts that, and that's a very short mission. It's gonna be I think it's the one that they have to kill the safe. Is it the safe, or it's one that they have to kill like the captain, I think. And if you want in that camp, it's a pain in the ass. So if you see they're going there, you know you're gonna have to hush it. You're gonna have to hush there fast to be able to prevent them. If they come for missions inside this area, they are usually like, let's say, average-sized missions. They are not that long, but not that short. If they go for that camp, there's one mission in that camp that is very long and very annoying for the fireteam. They need to go to there, they need to go south, they need to go to the middle. They have to go like through 3 different camps. And usually you can tell which mission it is. You can just like eliminate the missions with the locations, which camp they're starting. But you won't be able to see exactly which mission it is unless you see them doing a specific objective, or if you just spot them doing something like, I mean, depending where they go. There's missions that start at the northeast camp, but they have to go to northwest camp, or they have to go to the middle. The only good thing I would say is that a lot of missions in this map, comparing to, let's say, Overgrow, they tend to make the fireteam have to go through multiple camps, and that's a good thing because it takes them longer. You have more opportunities to attack them. So if you spawn there and you come here, usually, like I said, I will try to just hush the fireteam and attack them. However, there are 2 default ammo crates in this area here. See? What I usually, even if there is even a medikit here, there's so many medikits. There's no medikit here, and I don't know if that one's default, but this one here is default. There was one always spawn here. Like, you won't have time to destroy all the medikits, even out the ammo crates. However, if you come here, you might have time to just charge plasma. Let's see if it still works. Oh, it doesn't work anymore. Back then, because they nerfed the splash damage of the plasma caster. Back then, if you just did one charged shot, you could destroy the 2 ammo crates with just one, you know? They would just explode. But because they nerfed the splash damage, you cannot destroy the 2 ammo crates at the same time with just one charged shot. Or maybe if you had like Stalker, maybe if you have a damage buff, it can still work. But I think that charging 2 plasma shots to destroy these ammo crates is like, I mean, I think it would make you lose too many seconds. I would prefer to actually go to the fireteam. And the ammo crates are actually a good way for you to bait the fireteam. I like to use the ammo crates in this map, sometimes has bait. The fireteam is going to go to the ammo crate, and you charge a plasma cast and you just aim directly at it, and it's going to damage the fireteam as well. So that's something that I tend to like to do in this map. Try to use the amount of resources in this map. The medikits, the ammo crates has like bait. The fireteam is going to use them, but first we're going to have to damage the fireteam a little bit to make them use them. So, our radio locations. This map is overall terrible. Most of the time, I am not capable of really dealing with the reinforcements or preventing unless I get lucky. There are 7 different locations. Some of them are not that further away from each other, but there's like 1 in each camp, or even there are some camps that they have like 2 of them. So it's just like way too spread out, you know. At the north camp there are 2. At the AI is shooting. Northeast there's more 2. There's 2 in the middle, 2 in the, oh, there's like 8 actually. Oh, I think the drawing that the picture that I got from this map is actually missing, I feel, because there's one radio location here, which this one you just get on the branch here, or just get in the building. I mean, it's not, oh, and there's a default medikit right next to this one. Oh, I'm almost bleeding out. So I think that you have, is it 8? There's gonna be 2 in the north camp, northeast, 2 in the west camp, northwest and northeast. They both have two radios. There's 2 in this south camp, and there is 2 in the middle, so it's 8. So there it has more radio locations actually. So that is bad. It's quite bad. And the other one is here. This one here is kind of bad because you cannot shoot like plasma very well if you want to engage. I mean, maybe a little bit, but sometimes you oh yeah, this thing is like blocking. But this would be a good angle, but I think the radio would be like inside there. So radio locations in this, usually if you come here to check the radio, you won't be, by the time that you try to check the location in another camp, they're gonna call it. So this is not a very good map to prevent reinforcements. Let's see, the other one is gonna be inside here, which this one will be terrible. Like, you can try to charge plasma from here, but usually like it can be annoying for be able to prevent reinforcements. You want to be able to down a player if he's using oh, look at this, 2 medikits right next to each other. The spawning of medikits and ammo crates in this map, like, is just insane. And then you add on top of it the default ones, is just unlimited for fighting. So 1 radio location is gonna be here, and the other one is right there. And this actually that's actually good for the pred, because you can either go to the roof here or go to the branch here and shoot from there. Like, usually the radio spawns like around this area, and it's a good location that the predator can prevent. But, oh wait, there's actually another one. Wait, is it 9? Fuck, I just reminded. Here, the radio can also spawn here. So there's more possibilities, which means that it's harder. Sure, these 3 ones are not very far from each other. However, there are just too many locations. There's 3 here. This one here is going to be 1. There's 2 in the south camp, 3 in this middle area. And now, oh yeah, talking about the middle area. The south camp, I think, is overall okay to engage the fighting, because it reminds me of a map from Overgrow, you know, the south camp here. It has a lot of trees around. I think it's like overall okay. Sure, it has some buildings. Reminds like me of the North Camp in Overgrow. However, you can get good angles. You can get good positioning. Oh, AI is helping me. You can get some good positions to engage the fighting. However, if they come to this camp first, it's gonna be the captain mission, which is very short, so that's overall bad. This middle area is not very good for the Predator. Same thing with the Raylet. The trees are too further away from this area. There's middle area. This middle area with the roofs, like, is completely fighting sided. Unless you are lucky to try to get here before the fighting, but if the fighting decides to get to the high ground, unless you're just dealing with like 1 or 2 fighting, if like the 4 of them get to the roof, there is not much you can do besides using the smartest. So like this whole open area here, the Predator cannot like use the trees, the environment to its advantage. It's just like this open area where really the only thing that you can really do here is use the smartest. That would be the best option. Or if they are down there, you can try to use the plasma from above. However, if they get up here, like there's not much you can do. You can try to use this as cover and shoot them, but you might not be able to get like a good angle when they are here, you know? Or even from the branches, like they're probably gonna spot you. If they're like camping the roof, or try to just stay here so they can damage you, so they can do the mission. Trying to charge plasma from here, the distance is too high. So if you try, even if you try to time it so you can hit the fighting, they can just dodge it easily because it's gonna take longer for the projectile to arrive in their location. And if they spot the laser, they're just gonna melt you in. Like you might get like 1 down, but you're gonna lose all your HP in the process. So usually the missions from this camp, it's a lot about the roof. You have to dominate the roof. Or there's like the chemical mission here. You can shoot plasma from here. So it's gonna be the missions that the fighting comes here. You know that it's gonna be a battle for the roof. So as the Predator, you should try always to control the roof and get there before the fighting. If you notice that they're gonna do a mission here. The North Camp, there are 2 radio locations very close to each other, and if they usually they come to this camp if they spawn at the north location. So if you spawn at like southwest, if the fighting spawns like in this area here with the water, they are mostly likely go to the North Camp. So if you see that they spawn here, you can either attack them, like engage them here at spawn, or you can try to get to this camp, set off the alarm, get some AI going, and then wait for them here and try to attack it when they try to get on the camp. This camp, I don't really like it. Look, I am a crate. This one is not default. But in this, oh yeah, look, another one. See, this is what I'm talking about. You won't even have time to like destroy them now, like unless you get really like maybe like after you got a few kills, you can. But still, like it's just too many. Oh, look, another one. There are like four ammo crates in one camp, but this only the one here was default. So the radio spawns like here. Another radio location is here. Another radio location is inside here, which is very tight for. This is a very tight room for the Predator. He barely fits in there. This camp is overall one that I do not like much. If the missions that start on this camp are usually short, usually they have to come here and then they go to the to east of the map, or they have to go to the middle of the map, and it's over. They tend to be like overall short missions. So you already know that if they come to this camp, you might have to hush things a little bit to be able to finish them. Now for the northeast camp, that would be, I think, the overall best camp. Oh, but then I think again it has a building which can be very annoying to deal with the fighting. The missions at this camp tend to be a little bit like longer than most of the missions in the other camps. This building here is annoying. I had fighting players camp here, and the problem is that since they nerfed the splash damage of the plasma caster, it takes so many shots to be able to do something, because the fighting can just stay like here in the middle and away from the edges, away from the walls, and then even if you shoot plasma, they won't take much damage, especially now because of the nerf to the plasma caster splash damage. And so it takes so much, and you cannot get up here because they can body block. This is a terrible location for the Predator. So one option will be used to Smart Disc, but the Smart Disc can easily get stuck in the doors. So if the fighting decides to camp here, like it can be very annoying for the Predator. So that would be like the biggest problem. The other buildings, they are not like that big. You can, to the point where the splash damage is gonna, they like the fighting can be protected from the splash damage. So there's another radio location here. And I would usually recommend this branch here. You get to this branch, and that's usually a good angle to attack. Throw the traps here, they're gonna spawn there. You try to push the fighting away, but usually what happens here is that if the fighting calls the radio, he's probably gonna just go inside the house, and you're not gonna go after him. Like it's too risky. Like he's just gonna keep running like circles here. So I would just prefer to stay in the branch and just drop traps. when the fireteam gets reinforced. Another location is this one. I got that now. It's really 9 locations. Other location is here, which is more open. Oh, medkit there. Here there's other default medkit. This is a map that I specifically like to use Striker. I mean, most of them, if I could always use Striker, I could, but sometimes I need more damage. But I would just, if I spawn, I would like get to this roof area first. First I get to the roof area, and then I use Target Isolation. If I have Tracker, even if they're modded, I'll be able to see where they are. So if I see them spawning there, I already try to attack them and engage them. So my strategy for this map would usually be to attack the fighting as fast as possible. You can try to destroy some ammo crates on your way there. However, it just may make you, if it makes you lose too much time, it's better to just attack them fast. Some of the missions can be done very fast in this map, so you don't have much time. The time is against the Predator overall, but for the reasons that I mentioned, too many resources for the fireteam, too many radio locations. This is overall a not very good map for the Predator. The positioning, the locations here, like this open area, it's a very fireteam sided map.